On the previous video, we were factoring a monomial out of a polynomial. Now we're going to be factoring by grouping. We're going to be factoring polynomials with 4 terms. So let's say that I have 5x to the power of 4 plus 20x to the power of 3 plus 6x plus 24. What we're going to do is that we're going to group them together. So I'm going to start by factoring the first 2 and then the last 2. So again, I'm going to start by grouping the first 2. So I will have 5x to the power of 4 plus 20x to the power of 3 plus, and then I'm going to have the other 2, 6x plus 24. And I'm going to treat them the same way I was treating the other ones from the previous video. So the common factor amongst these 2 is 5x to the power of 3. And if I factor out 5x to the power of 3 from 5x to the power of 4, I'm going to have just 1x left. Plus, if I factor out 5x to the power of 3 from 20x cubed, is going to be 4. And again, you can always go back and check your answer. If you multiply this times this binomial, you should get the original one. If you're not, then something's wrong. Now, let's take a look at this one. The greatest common factor amongst these 2 is going to be 6. So if I factor out the 6 from 6x, it's going to be x. Plus, if I factor out the 6 from a 24, it's going to be 4. Now, if you're doing this correctly, once you're done with the first step, you should have 2 binomials with the exact same terms. Once you have them, you can factor that term out. So I'm going to factor x plus 4 out. So once I factor x plus 4 out from this first term, I'm going to have 5x to the power of 3 left. And again, if I factor out the x plus 4 out from this term, I will just have the 6 left. And that's it. I'm done. Now, I'm going to write another one so you can try it on your own. You will pause the video and then you will unpause the video once you're done to verify your answer. Y to the power of 3 plus 3y to the power of 2 plus 4y plus 12. Now go ahead and pause the video and then unpause it once you are done. Okay, so we're going to group y to the power of 3 plus 3y to the power of 2 plus 4y plus 12. So let's see, the common factor here is going to be y to the power of 2. So then inside of the parentheses, you should have gotten y plus 3. And then the greatest common factor here, you should have gotten a 4. And then inside of the parentheses, you should have y plus 3. So then you see this is the common factor amongst these two terms. So it's going to be y plus 3. And then y squared plus 4. This is what you should have gotten if you did the correct steps. Now let's go ahead and work on one more example. Let's try 4x to the power of 3 plus 8x to the power of 2 minus 5x minus 10. Again, I'm going to group the first 2 and then I'm going to group, let me just rewrite this, it's going to be better. So I'm going to have 4x to the power of 3 plus 8x squared plus negative 5x minus 10. Okay, the common factor amongst these two is going to be 4x squared. So inside of the parentheses, I will have 4 plus 2. Now the greatest common factor amongst these two is going to be negative 5. So inside of the parentheses is x plus 2. Again, you can always go back and check your answer. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. And my goal is to have a binomial with the same terms, which I do. So then it's going to be x plus 2 times 4x squared minus 5. And that's the answer. Now you will work on one on your own. Okay, go ahead and work on this polynomial. Factor it. Pause the video. Once you're done, unpause the video so you can check your work. Okay, so when we group these two terms, the common factor is x squared, and then inside of the parentheses is going to be 2x plus 1. The common factor amongst these two is going to be negative 7. So inside of the parentheses is going to be 2x plus 1. So then you're going to factor 2x plus 1 out from this polynomial, so it's going to be 2x plus 1. And then inside of the parentheses is going to be x squared minus 7. This is what you should have gotten. Now, if you have any questions, type them in the discussion board in Schoology so we can go over those questions in class. Also, remember to take notes and write the summary. Thanks. Bye.